Wcxo, Carlisle.
This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports. Since 1999, the sports voice of the Carlisle Indians, the Central Cougars, the Mater Dei Knights, and the Westland Warriors, presents Talkin Sports on Max 96.7. Talkin Sports is powered by Hoffman Supermarket, the only choice for quality meats and friendly service. Talkin Sports is brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. Diane Chevrolet in Trenton. McKendree University in Lebanon. Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department in Hoffman. Seaver Brothers in Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers, with locations in Breeze and Highland, and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Here's the host of Talkin Sports, Rip Nottmeyer.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Talkin Sports. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio for a Wednesday. Here's what's on the big board for tonight. In the back half hour, we'll go to the pitch for Mater Dei Lady Knights coach Jesse Essen-Price. They have a tournament going on the Mater Dei turf right about now. The Lady Knights are playing. Chances are we're going to have at least a partial replay. Explain later. And, of course, as always, there's scores and stuff, usually to lead off as tonight. And scores and stuff is brought to you by Isaac Auto Body here in Carlisle. See them for, all of your towing and collision repair. They've got you from cover to cover. Off we go. Yeah, the flashback, it features Spencer Patton of the Japanese League now from Kinmundy. Let's go out on the Tucker Electric guest line. Actually, we go over to Fairfield. We make a few trips there a year, and this time it's for a fellow radio guy in Derek Dunn. Derek, welcome back.
Hi, Rip. Thanks for letting me join you here on this nice and warm Wednesday night. It finally feels like spring here for once.
We could have a Head East concert outdoors.
I tell you what, that's true. Yeah, great to be here on the airwaves in Carlisle, the home of Head East. And I tell you what, and actually, tonight, and you have, I think tomorrow and Friday don't look too shabby either for a Head East concert. So count me in on that.
Good. You were over here at Carlisle. I'd missed the Head East when I was there the night before, and I don't know if we've ever talked about this before, but Roger Boyd was a very good athlete at Carlisle High, especially in baseball, basketball too, but especially on the diamond.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that about him. Was he like a pitcher or an outfielder?
Let's see. He was about 4 years ahead of me. I can't recall for sure. I think he did some pitching, but I'm not real sure on that. But I remember him playing and doing a good job. Yep.
Okay.
Whole family smart as yeah. Well, here we go. Let's stay with some dirt and turf talk there. We'll begin with the Cardinals. They played an afternoon game against the Milwaukee Brewers. They lost a 3-2 squeaker. A couple of solo home runs did Ed Wayno and the Redbirds. Perez and Thames tacked on solo shots.
Yeah, I was watching that game. They had it on the Facebook live feed.
That's what I heard.
That was a very nice feed. I think there was about 60-some thousand watching that feed all at once as the game progressed. But Cardinals not really off to a good start this season. It's still early, though, and there's always room for them to come back. But, it's good to see. If there is a positive to all this, is that Wayno is a mere shell of himself like he was a few years ago when he was rocking. But I think for the Cardinals, I think pitching is a concern that I have with them. It was nice to add Ozuna because I think he's a good bet for the Cardinals, and I think he can be. But
good all-around player,
Yeah, I mean, Ozuna, he's the kind of player that I think he's got the potential to have maybe the 30 home runs, 100 RBIs that you would like to see a slugger have, and I think he can achieve that. But I think from a pitching standpoint, I look at the Cardinals here. The oldest guy is Adam Wainwright. He's 36. He got deep, though, which is a good thing because the last time out, not today's game, but before that, I think only lasted like 3 innings, and that was it. But to go about 7 deep, is what you'd like to see out of him. But I also look at guys like Miles Nicholas, who just got inserted as starting pitching rotation. You got Carlos Martinez. He was nasty the other night. Then you got Greg Holland on opening day, the closer. So really, I feel like for the Cardinals, I think the pitching is what concerns me at this point.
Definitely. And Wcxo did do well today. So I love Wcxo, man, but he's at the edge. And but he actually did fine today. I mean, 7 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 round trippers, of course. But I'll take that out of him any day. And 7 innings, yeah. My goodness, that's a complete game. What the heck?
Well, I mean, hey, he's 36 years old, and I mean, and like I said, the age, though, I said he's not like he was years ago, but you'll certainly take that of your oldest pitcher, your oldest starting pitcher there. I also like Luke Weaver. I think Weaver's got some promise, as he's been known to be, I think, pretty good when he's locked in. But also, too, another thing that concerns me, and I may be in the minority here, but I think about Yadier Molina a little bit. He was suspended for today's game because of arguing against that manager the other day. But Yadi is 35, and I feel like I think the Cardinals need to keep an eye on him and how they're going to use him too, because he's at that age where I've seen catchers, they're not nearly as good at that age at 35.
No. Hey, to be honest, unless he takes some help, he's going to be 36 the middle of this year. His contract's done at 38. There's no way it doesn't happen for a catcher without an 8 or 2. I mean, it just simply doesn't. That was a ridiculous contract. But Wcxo, that was good today. I just don't think he's going to be able to do that on a consistent basis. And Weaver's a real key, man. And I expect some bumps in the road, but he's a sharp pitcher, no doubt, for the near end, for the future period. He's bound to take a few bumps and bruises along the way, but he's steady. He's cool and calm character.
Probably the one guy on the pitching staff who I was kind of watching him the other night, and I feel like he's got some promises, that Jordan Hicks.
Yeah.
I feel like he's the kind of pitcher that when you watch him play, you watch him pitch on the mound, you can tell he's got that potential. He's a young reliever, but he's got a promise. He shows promising. Along with, I like John Brebbia, too. I thought Brebbia had a nice year last year. I like to see Brebbia actually get some more playing time as well. I like watching him with his beard last year, so maybe if he can have that beard going.
Yeah,
I know. Just say if he can grow that beard out again, then maybe he could be called the Beard, like James Harden is in the NBA.
I think he could probably grow that beard back in about 3 days.
Yeah, I think so too. He could be the next Brawny guy, the next Brawny spokesman, just saying.
So they dropped one today, and now they're off to Cincinnati. And as expected, they are not doing too well out of the chute there at 2-8. You got to take advantage of the Redlegs, which the Pirates have done, and Pittsburgh's played real well. So anyway, I guess that's kind of up to date on the Cardinals. Greg Holland, he took a lot. And look, he's not. He's a little rusty. He's a little stale. And I'm sure he was pressing in his first night for the Redbirds, too. 4 consecutive walks, 1 intentional. But he was down at the end of last year. But overall, for the last 3.5 years, he's had a really good ride with the Royals and the Rockies.
I totally agree there. We saw him in the first half against Colorado really be dominant on the mound, doing what he's supposed to be doing. Like you said, just rusty. Of course, the Cardinals acquired him on opening day. So I think he's just trying to get his reps in. I do like the pitching coach in Maddox that we have this year. But really overall, though, I feel like for the Cardinals, I feel like for Holland, I feel like he could probably come back to where he was at in the first half against Colorado. It's going to take some time.
Sure will.
But I feel like once he gets the rust shaken off, then I think he could be a pretty good closer, I think.
But I mean, when they brought him up, everybody's griping because of the result. I get it, but yet when you brought him up, then he's ready. Let's get him in. I mean, he's going to have to work. We're going to maybe take a lump or two for a little while, but he had a couple of good little short stretches down there at Paul Beach. He's up with the club. Let's use him, man. Let's throw him in the fire. He's no kid.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you, you were talking about the standings a little bit, and talking about Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. I was looking over the standings there. Yeah, Pittsburgh, they don't have Andrew McCutchen anymore. I like the Arizona Diamondbacks in the West. I like Paul Goldschmidt over there for them.
They won again today.
New York Mets.
Yeah, Arizona
New York
won again
Mets. New York Mets. How about that? 9-1 right now over in the East.
If that pitching is steady, I mean, they don't have probably the best offensive team, but that's what it still comes down to in most cases, pitching, and they've got some really capable arms.
Yeah, and also, how about the Atlanta Braves? I know it's early, but they're in second behind the Mets, too. So that's a team to keep an eye on. And then you look over at the American League. The Boston Red Sox are 9-1, and then behind them is Toronto. But then you have the New York Yankees with, Juan Carlos Stanton and Aaron Judge right in there, just below 500. But then the Central and the West, though, looks to pretty much be a dogfight in the standings. The teams in that one are just very close. Not much of a game back deficit either.
It's going to be a good year. It's going to be a fun year in Major League Baseball. Again, the Braves did win today, as did the Rocks and Zona, Minnesota, the Chi Sox in Seattle in the American League. And there was a little ruckus, almost a brawl. I guess it was considered a brawl. I've seen just bits of it. Arenado charged them out against Luis Perdomo of the Padres today, and he had a couple of, whiffs, but the 5 were rejected. Kind of cool. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I just happened to see that, but there was 5 ejected in that brawl, from what I saw according to ESPN. Yeah,
pretty good mix-up.
Yeah. I mean, well, we've kind of seen that already happen this year. You go back to Yachty and that manager going right at it a little bit right there. Things are already getting off to a chippy start. For Major League Baseball.
I think they had a little issue yesterday, and then this fastball was thrown right in the back of Arenado's head, so that didn't go over real well, and off they went. But that's baseball. That's
but
okay.
Did you
have a little bit. Yeah, go ahead.
Did you also see too? I was gonna say Mark McGwire had to help keep A.J. Ellis and Arenado separated right there.
I didn't notice that. I heard
McGwire.
that. Yeah, I couldn't. I was just watching that on my phone actually when I saw a clip or two of it. So, but I did hear about that he was in that big pile up somewhere. Hey, Derek Dunn is with us from Fairfield. He does radio and all kinds of good stuff. We do have one more baseball note on my side. We have a kid from Aviston, Clinton County, who's in the majors now at the Marlins, Trevor Richards. He's done a nice job in his first 2 starts, and he is at home for Pittsburgh on Saturday with his next start. And it is kind of a key outing for him, though, because, nice stuff, I know, but he struggled some, but still it's a young team. If he does anything at all, hopefully he can stay in the rotations and grow with that really young group.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to hear that you have players from Southern Illinois getting their chance at the majors. I really do, because it's like, Southern Illinois baseball thrives here. We often think about basketball and football, but in the springtime, it's really the baseball. We've seen some players from Southern Illinois. I think about Spencer Patton, who played for the Chicago Cubs. And then I think about over there your guys' way, if I can pronounce his last name right, that Josh Taylor, I think.
Yeah, Josh Taylor. Yeah. And we've got a bunch.
Taylor, yeah.
Josh, I think we're gonna have him on Saturday. He's doing radio for the Jays now. And Spencer's in my flashback tonight. All good guys, but a lot in the recent past. That's the thing. As far as professional, major league in particular baseball, we've got a lot of hits there, but it's tough to crack that football or basketball if you don't have the size and the length and the hops. Baseball's a different world. We got a lot of guys who compete in that.
Oh yeah, it's not just at the the major league level, but you also, for some of these players too. They were once, stars in high school. They once had great careers in high school, and even some that went on to play at the JUCO level.
Right.
JUCO baseball is fun to watch too, softball is at that level. So
it's really good, Derek. It really is. Let's go to college basketball. It was, 9 days ago now. I wanted to see a real good game as always, unless there's one team I'm really pulling for and want to see the other team get destroyed, But usually I just want to see a good game because, of course, Illinois and so forth. And that was it was a lousy, disappointing game last Monday night. Nova a little too good, and they just whipped Michigan in that second half.
Yeah, I was watching that game. I was actually watching the game at the American Legion here in town, and I was like, well, I'll just go ahead and watch the game because I really thought coming in one of my brackets that I did, I picked Villanova to win it all, so
well, right.
I guess I was right on that.
You were.
But that Villanova team, it wasn't just offensively that they were very good at, but defensively they really stifled Michigan in that second half. I felt like their defense, they got in the passing lanes, they forced Michigan to turn the ball over several times. Michigan to me, looked very complacent out there. And plus, it seemed like they took the lead early in the game, and you thought, okay, this is a nice start. And then all of a sudden, Villanova crept right back in. And what you say about Villanova, I mean, they had the length, they had the speed, they had the offensive firepower, great on defense. Jay Wright has done a great job at Villanova.
He's getting the right players. And, they're not one and dones either. Now Brunson's leaving after 3, which is fine. But so he gets the really good player, but he doesn't get the great player. And I think that's the way to go about it. I mean, Kentucky's proven that wrong a few times, but I'd rather have a steady stream for a few years there.
And that's the thing. It's about player development. It's about taking these players, whether they come from high school or JUCO or they transfer in from another school, and just trying to mold them and shape them into what you want them to do. And for Villanova, I mean, Jay Wright and his coaching staff, I think they do a great job of that. John Beilein, the head coach of Michigan, I think he's done a great job there as well. He's really turned some players like Jordan Poole and Xavier Simpson and those guys. And then you have, how about Loyola Chicago? Porter Moser.
Cool story.
Really done an outstanding job, and really is kind of keeping the Rick Majerus coaching trio alive there too, because he was alongside Rick when Rick was coaching at St. Louis years ago. So it's really been a lot of. I think this year's tournament was a blast. I really enjoyed it, and plus, hey, UMBC be the #1 team in Virginia. You can't go wrong with that.
The Retrievers. I'm never going to go against them again, But, hey, let's see if we can cram in the remaining minutes here, Derek. And for that, we better go to the Illini in fighting basketball. It's a National Letter of Intent Day, and the word is anyway, that they've done pretty well. They even had somebody from South Africa? Where's that at? Not where's that at, but is that where he's from? West Africa, right?
Senegal. That would be Samba Kane. Yeah, Samba, 7 foot, 220-pound center from Senegal. He's actually playing in Florida right now for Florida Prep Academy. You also have Tevian Jones, 6'7", 200-pound guard out of California, very athletic wing. Then you have Alan Griffin, 6'5", 180-pound guard out of New York. And actually, really outstanding numbers from him. In fact, I'm a big fan of his dad because he's assistant coach with the Oklahoma City Thunder, which is my favorite NBA team. Okay. Then you go to Andres Feliz, who is actually from JUCO. He's the #1, they said, according to a website, which is JUCOrecruiting.com. Number 12th ranked player overall, top ranked point guard in the JUCO league. So I think that's a very good get right there. It helps solidify that backcourt for Brett Underwood. And then you have, I'm going to say it's George Bez, I guess. It's a weird last name. It's like
it's a long name. Letters. There's 25 letters.
Scrabble letters. That is Bez for his last name. But I think for Brett Underwood, you had Michael Finke. You're going to be transferring along with Mark Smith and Tijon Lucas and LeRon Black going pro. But
that's a big hurt there, Derek Black. He's a good player. Well, 11 points scoring and rebounding and stuff, so that's going to be a big miss.
But that's the thing, too, is that I think Brett Underwood is trying to find players for his system, Rip. I think he's just trying to find players that's athletic, that has length, that has some speed, because we saw a system at Stephen F. Austin, Oklahoma State, worked out very well for him over there. I felt like, I don't know if this team's going to make the NCAA tournament this year. Hard to say at this point. If they don't, I wouldn't be surprised. But, hey, if they do, it's gravy. I mean, it's perfect.
Well, the best to I want him to succeed. And but you know how impatient everybody is. And I was actually, it was his first year as not his players. I didn't think they'd do well, but 4-14 in the league, that was brutal. So maybe he'll clean house the way he wants to and get his guys in there. In a couple of years, he'll be ready. Hey, the Blues, they're playing golf already. So goodbye there. I guess it saved a week and a half.
Yeah, I was disappointed. This was the Blues team. Blues team early in the season, they looked really good. They, in fact, at one point, going way back earlier in the season, had the best record in the NHL, #1 in the Western Conference. It just seemed like to me the turning point of the season came, I think, when Jaden Schwartz went down. When Jaden Schwartz went down with that injury. It just seemed like ever since then the Blues just weren't the same after that. It was like a point in the season, but I'm just hoping that Mike Yo can get this team back to the promised land of the playoffs. I felt like they really had a chance of making it there. It just came up short.
And the playoffs, the Stanley Cup playoffs begin tonight. I'll still watch when I get a chance because I love it. I think it's the hardest trophy to get in our 4 major professional sports. Every other night, basically, they're playing all that contact and stuff. It ain't easy to capture that crown.
No, definitely not. I think if I had to make a Stanley Cup prediction, I really like Tampa Bay. They've been solid all season long. But another team, too, that I think can make some noise is Nashville. You know, they actually had the highest point total out of all the teams in the NHL, second to Tampa Bay. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a Stanley Cup matchup between Nashville and Tampa Bay. But, boy, that's just you just never know, though, either in NHL. You never know if –
hot goalie. And my picks have not been very outstanding here lately, not at all. But this time I'm going with the Predators over Pittsburgh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You don't like that, do you?
We'll see.
Hey, we'll see what happens come about mid-August when it ends.
All right. But I'm hoping there'll be a good playoffs. I really do. And I hope the Stanley Cup goes pretty far there too. But Nashville, I think Nashville's been a solid team all year.
They have.
Then you have like, for example, teams that won the Stanley Cup not too long ago recently. You got Boston. Even LA is in there too. So we'll see what happens. I just look at the standings here. It just seemed like to me ever since I looked at the final standings, I've been thinking like Nashville and Tampa Bay. And plus, I got a buddy of mine here in town who's a big Tampa Bay fan. So
really, how about that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
happens. Has he went down there by chance?
Well, he actually originally came up from Florida,
okay.
But he's a chef here in town. So yeah.
Okay. Is that how you get your free meals?
I wish.
Hey, lastly, Derek, the Masters. I just saw highlights. I was watching the Cardinals and whatever else happened, but Patrick Reed wins it. He wasn't the people's choice, so that's good. I was glad to see that. Actually, somebody that they didn't want to win. You know, I like to see the elite cry once in a while. But man, I tell you what, Ricky Fowler and Jordan Spieth made it tough on him in the last, especially that back nine.
Yeah, I know. Someone who went down there. I know someone personally from here in town who went down to watch the Masters, actually. And they were, they talked about their experience down there, said the experience was worthy of it. I didn't watch the Masters. I don't really watch golf, but I saw some of the updates. And I was kind of pulling for Jordan Spieth a little bit. It seemed like Spieth is the kind of guy that I thought he was going to win it probably, but didn't happen. But congratulations to Mr. Reed, though. I mean, the Masters is one of the most outstanding golf tournaments all year long, and you can't go wrong with donning that jacket either. So. And
he gets $2 million. Well, okay, $1,980,000 for his back pocket. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that'd be nice to have.
Don't lose that check. That's why they make them so big, so you can't lose them, right? Right, Derek?
Yeah, well, it's like Happy Gilmore. I mean, it's like he was stacking up those checks in the back of his car when he was on the circuit. So
when he was on the circuit, yeah. Oh, them were the days. All right, Derek, we appreciate your time as you take a break from your Fairfield duties and talk sports with us on some scores and stuff and such. And so thanks for coming on, okay?
All right, well, thanks, Rip. Appreciate it as always, buddy. And like we said, hey, best of luck to the Cardinals this year. Hopefully they can make the playoffs and maybe they make some noise here. We'll see. It's a long season.
Oh, yeah. I may have went out on a limb, but I had them at 89 with a wild card spot because I think Pittsburgh and Cincinnati will be awful, and I still think that will be proving. Although I like Pittsburgh. For me, I'd love to see them do well. All right, Derek.
Oh, yeah.
Have a good one.
All right, you too, Rep. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That's Derek Dunn on Scores and Stuff. All of that commotion was brought to you by Zach Auto Body in Carlisle. See them for 24-hour towing and collision repair. We'll return after this later on live. Jesse S. and Price, and we have something else in between. Farmers State Bank is dedicated to the communities they serve. They've been making home loans for over 100 years. They are and will continue to be a strong, steady, common-sense leader that's always focused on what's best for you and the community. And remember, Farmers State Bank has loan professionals standing by to assist you in making the right decision for your needs. That's Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. An equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 404955. Need insurance? Insurance you can really count on? If so, turn to Dan Imming at Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Dan and his staff will provide you with the insurance coverage and service you deserve. Whether it's auto, home, life, health, or commercial, your choices aren't limited either. Iming Insurance Agency represents many outstanding companies, so get covered by the best. Call Iming Insurance Agency at 594-4536 or stop by 589 9th Street in Carlisle. Iming Insurance Agency, a proud supporter of Clinton County sports. If you're looking for Nissan quality, be sure to check out what Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan and Centralia has to offer. Munkin's has the entire field covered with a great lineup of Nissans, including Maximas, Altimas, and Sentras, SUVs and crossovers, and Titan and Frontier trucks. And you can relax when you shop Munkin's because you know you're getting the better deal every time, along with terrific service after the sale. For your Nissan, log on to Munkin1.com, or better yet, visit Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in person, Route 161 West in Centralia.
Southern Bus and Mobility is your Brawnability dealer in Breeze. Brawnability features the broadest lineup of wheelchair-accessible vehicles with more brands, entry types, features, and price points than any other manufacturer in the industry. See for yourself at Southern Bus and Mobility why a new or certified pre-owned wheelchair-accessible Brawnability vehicle is the only way to go. Call 526-4131 or stop by just east of Breeze on Old Route 50.
What were we thinking when we designed the station? I'll tell you. We were thinking it takes all sorts to make a world.
Max 96.7.
Yeah, Logan, everybody, Rip here at the Carlisle Meat Market Studio in the midweek edition. Monday, Wednesday night, 6 to 7, Saturday mornings, 9 to 10. Now, all this rain, little snow, sleet, whatever. Yeah, it's kind of joking around with my schedule, too. A lot of course, rescheduling as these teams, baseball and softball, need to do. So I was juggling things throughout the day, and nothing really stuck, which is okay. So we're going to do at least a partial replay here. And this is how it goes, all right? This is from June 22nd of 2016. He's from Germantown originally. He's the Memphis Redbirds groundskeeper, Ben Young. And to set the record straight right off the first at-bat, you are the head groundskeeper at AutoZone Park, correct?
Yeah, set the record straight.
Well, yeah, we want to get it right. I mean, that's why you get. There's a big, slice and pay from the head job to the second in command there. So we don't want to shortchange you.
Sure, yeah.
What is it, Ben? Your second year at Memphis?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of my second season here, and I couldn't be happier to be here. It's a lot of fun, working for the Cardinals organization, and it's been going good.
Yeah, and you're much, in a way, you're a lot like a player, right? You're moving up the chain of command there. I mean, before that, you were at several other, or at least a couple different minor league ranks and parks. So one of those AA Altoona?
Yeah, yep, absolutely. And like you said, it's very similar to how players work their way up. We kind of start at the bottom and work our way up too, and see how far we can get. And it's a lot of fun.
I'm pretty sure one of our pros in the past, Sean Garrett from Kinmundy, played there. That's a Pittsburgh farm team still, isn't it?
Who's that, Altoona?
The Pittsburgh Pirates, that's one of their farm teams, correct?
Yep, that's their AA.
Yeah, I think Sean played for them and his many trails up the ladder. And before that, give us a little rundown. I know you landed in Arizona for a while. At least, was it in the fall?
Yeah, I spent about a year in Arizona working at a spring training complex for the White Sox and the Dodgers. And before that, our very own Gateway Grizzlies right there on the east side of the Mississippi.
I love the Grizzlies, and I love GCS Ballpark, too. But in Arizona, was that during the fall league, or do I have that wrong?
Yeah, they're kind of busy all year round. They have the regular spring training for all the big dogs, and then in the off season there, I guess they have fall league, instructional league, and it's just kind of busy all year long.
Yeah, and that fall league, that's for the cream of the crop. I mean, they get some really top prospects over there.
Yeah, that's kind of where you can see who's going to have a chance at making it and who's not.
The Gateway Grizzlies, how long was your term there?
Well, I started there in college, all four years in the summers, and then after I had graduated, I've been working with Craig Cool, currently with Jansen Chevrolet, and he kind of showed me the ropes, and then once he decided he was done there, they handed the reins over to me, and my fifth year there, I was in charge and got a lot of experience and kind of helped me move on.
Well, Craig, we had Craig on Talking Sports, man, what's it been now? 5 years ago? I don't know. And I didn't know he was at Jansen Chevrolet.
Is that right?
Well, I don't know. I do not know him personally. It was just through the radio, but I'll have to look him up there sometime.
Yeah, we're pretty good friends. He showed me everything I know over those first 4 years there, and then, like I said, he got out of groundskeeping. Moved. He knew the Jansons pretty well, so kind of started working with them over there in Germantown, and it's kind of nice that he's still around. We can keep in touch, and I was able to hit him up for advice whenever I needed to.
You bet. And, of course, he was the lead guy there for a period of time. It almost seems like he left when they brought that turf in. Is that right? Or
my last year in Gateway was the last year of natural grass. And then after I left, they switched to artificial.
All right. But, no, we had a good time with him when he was on the air. And what's the deal with Germantown and groundskeepers? I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's a hotbed for groundskeeping, I guess.
In the water, in the beer, whatever it is, Ben, but
yeah.
But let's get back to you. But I did want to get that mention. You brought up first, I believe, there on Craig, but that's another good story there. Both of you are. But the job you have at Memphis, that's one of probably your dream jobs, and that's great now at the AAA level. The thing is, though, and a lot of people don't realize that with high school games around here. There's a lot that goes into it. You do a little more than cut the grass and stick the bases in, don't you, Ben?
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of the short of it, we like to tell people.
Very short of it. But take us through a normal game day and let's assume we have good weather.
Yeah, that changes everything, the weather.
Yes.
That's the first thing we check in the morning, and we cut the grass every day, repair all the mounds and plates in the bullpens and the main mound and plate. Then it's all about getting that infield, the moisture it needs throughout the day, which can be especially tough here in the summer. But yeah, it's a tough job. It's demanding, and we carry 2 groundskeepers full time throughout the whole year, so there's always something to do.
Any idea how many gallons of water you use for a game in prep?
Say that. Can you say it again?
To water that infield and such, how much water you go through?
Well, there's days we'll probably water that infield for a couple hours during the day.
Amazing.
Just to get it where it needs to be. Yep.
Where it needs to be, and so it looks nice too at first pitch time, right?
Yep.
And somehow, the fields are immaculate. They always have been, especially in these last 10, 15 years, even at the minor league parks. And I love minor league baseball, but you got to do your best, of course, to get that edge off, take out those bad hops, and I suppose a roller or 2 or 3 comes into consideration there.
Yeah. Most of the games played on the ground and on the infield, and so we spent a lot of time working on keeping the ground flat and level, and all the grass to dirt transitions, no lips, and it's something we spend a lot of time on, making sure none of these $1 million players catch a ball in the mouth. That wouldn't be good for us.
If it happens to take that bad slant, and rack somebody upside the head, you just pretty much leave the park, right, Ben?
Yeah, those might be the days we kind of hide in our office for a little while.
Tarp removal. That would be the thing I would most. Of course, it's you and who's the assistant?
I have an assistant, Brian Bowie. Actually graduated from University of Missouri. Good to have him down.
And then you have several part-timers, and you probably call reinforcements in where there's a chance of rain.
Yep. Yeah, we've got several part-timers, and we even bring the whole front office down if we need to. And they kind of understand the game can't be played if that tarp's on the field, so they need to get down there and help take it off so they can sell tickets.
Yeah, everybody pitches in, don't they, Ben?
Yeah, it's a group effort in the minor leagues, that's for sure.
Has our buddy, our good friend from Hoffman, who we just had on Saturday, that's how I found out your situation, Ben. Brian Everskirt, has he helped out at all, or is he run away now too?
Yeah,
I never have.
It's funny you brought him up. Him and I talk quite a bit. He'll always stop in the shop on his way into work, and we'll kind of talk mowers, and he'll see what we got going on in there. He's very interested in that kind of stuff.
Oh, I tell you what. He loves farming and baseball. I'm not sure in what order, to tell you the truth. And he knows the equipment. He ought to help you out a little bit. Maybe he has.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He can help.
Insuring your home and auto with Pekin Insurance equals a sizable discount. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department may save you as much as 30% on homeowners premiums and up to 15% on auto premiums if you insure both with Pekin Insurance. Call Farmers State Bank Insurance Department at 495-2965 for details about multi-policy discounts and learn what beyond the expected coverage and savings are all about.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal government agency, not guaranteed by the bank, may go down in value.
Seaver Brothers has what you're looking for. Take a spin with Seaver Brothers and drive home in your new or pre-owned Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge truck today. Let Seaver Brothers give you the car buying experience that no other dealership can offer. Seaver Brothers stands behind their products and also has an outstanding service department with qualified technicians to keep your vehicles running strong. Stop by Seaver Brothers, 811 Washington Street in Carlisle, or call 594-2624 for your next Seaver Brothers sales associate.
Don't miss out on Thursday evening, April 12th at 7 p.m. It's the Messenger Night at the historic Avon Theater. Clinton County Showcase presents Church Basement Ladies. This fundraising event for the Messenger will be an evening of fun and laughter. The musical is a celebration of the church basement kitchen and the women who work there. From the elderly matriarch of the kitchen to the young bride-to-be learning the proper order of things. You will see the ladies handle multiple events, share and debate recipes, instruct the young, and keep the pastor on course. Now is your chance to see it and help the Messenger newspaper spread the good news of the Diocese of Belleville. To reserve your seat for Thursday, April 12th, call the Messenger at 618-233-8670. Tickets will also be available at the door. Doors open at 6 p.m. The play starts at 7 p.m. This fundraising event has been sponsored by Steve Klosterman, State Farm Agent. Come help support the Messenger and the Clinton County Showcase. See you there.
Remember what it was like to expect the unexpected?
I never realized it was so complex.
Guess what? The feeling's back.
You're on Max.
Welcome back, everybody. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio. And how things, well, as far as I know, Ben Young is still at Memphis. I haven't had, well, hey, my go-between, my go-to guy was Brian Everskirt. Of course, Gertie's with the Cardinals now as the bullpen coach, and he's on his way to Cincinnati right about now. It is 6:37 plus a tick or two. That time drop is brought to you by Breeze Furniture, Jan's Uniforms. Let's take over the flashback.
It's Flashback.
Get ready to flash back with the Easy In Travel Sports Flashback. Escape to paradise with Easy In Travel and Breeze. Call 526-2201.
This is from December 4th of 2017. It's Ken Mundy's major leaguer, Spencer Patton. He's in Japan now, and he talks about the new American baseball sensation, pitcher-designated hitter Shohei Ohtani. What can you tell us about this guy?
I only got to face him once. We played an exhibition game against them, or exhibition series against them, and he swung it against us. I mean, from what I've seen on the highlights over there, and from what I've been told, this guy's the real deal. And he's going to be worth every penny, from what I can tell.
And the price tag is not going to be much. Comparatively speaking, $3.5 million a year. I think they have to pay $20 million to the club over the.
Yeah. So, I mean, is it just the circumstance that he falls under?
Right.
Being how Japanese baseball is ran. They can put their team is posting him, which means the major league player or major league team has to pay his team the money and then offer him the salary. Whereas if he would wait another year or two, he'd be a free agent and he would be able to sign for more money.
Are you surprised that Nippon is letting him go? I know, I just see where they really struggled this year as a team, actually, but.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a business, so if they're going to be able to get the money out of him and he wants to go, you might as well let it, post him and try to get some money. Because they know, too, that if he waits until he's a free agent, they're not going to get any money.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's just... and he'll go then, for sure, and they'll lose him. So they're probably trying to get some money out of him. That's why they post him.
Companies are hiring again. That's good news. Bad news, you don't have the skills they're looking for. Kaskaskia College can fix that. KC's welding technology program can set you up with the skills industries are looking for. More good news, classes are available at KC's Trenton Center or Crisp Technology Center. Call Sean Morris at 545-3406. The demand is there, the pay is there. Where are you? Kaskaskia College, your future starts here.
Even the best drivers have an occasional mishap, from fender benders to serious auto accidents. Beacon Insurance and your local agency, Benhoff Insurance in Breeze and Trenton, keep you protected with an auto insurance policy that covers a wide range of mishaps. And you'll save money too with multi-car and multi-policy discounts, as well as good student, hybrid auto, and mature driver savings opportunities. Find out more about an affordable auto policy from Beacon Insurance. Call Benhoff Insurance in Breeze and Trenton at 526-4888.
When it comes to life's little ailments and accidents, come on in to the nearest SSM Health Express Clinic. Just walk right into one of our convenient locations and get quick, quality medical care for non-life-threatening illnesses and injuries, including colds, flu, allergies, ear infections, rashes, sprains, plus minor cuts and burns. We also administer flu shots, screenings, and sports and workplace physicals. There are 2 SSM Health Express clinics in Southern Illinois, one in Centralia and one in Mount Vernon. Lab and x-ray services are available. Most insurance plans are accepted, and there's no appointment needed. To check in online or hold your spot at either location, visit ssmhealth.com/now.
Do you mind if I turn on the radio?
The music is great and it doesn't cost anything.
It's Max 96.7.
Hey, we are back right here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio for your Wednesday. Beautiful day out there. Hopefully this continues for a while. Incidentally, Saturday, our scheduled guests include Carlisle Indians baseball coach Dusty Barr, and he's a probable, more than that actually, unless there's some kind of a change with weather in Cleveland, who knows, but we're figuring on having pro baseball's Josh Tolley on Saturday morning, who is now, I think I tipped this off with Derek Nunn and also the other day, but I was glad to hear this when I talked to Josh a week and a half ago. He's on the Blue Jays radio team, so that is super. And just to follow up on that flashback about Shohei Ohtani with Spencer Patton from Ken Monday, who got that Cubs World Series ring too. He's going to start again Sunday against Kansas City, so that'll be his third start. Of course, he beat the A's twice and took a perfect game into the 7th inning the other evening. Man, he struck out 12. He walked one allowed. Everything's going great. And right now he's 2-0, 18 Ks over 13 innings, and his ERA is just 2.08. And as far as hitting, of course, he sacked 3 home runs already in 3 consecutive games. He's bashing the ball at 368. Also has 7 RBIs. He scored 4 runs. So right now he is the talk of Major League Baseball, and why not? It's a pretty slick deal. He was billed as the two-way player. I guess not completely the DH. I get it. But DH and pitching, and right now he's upholding everything they said about him and everything that Spencer talked about in relationship to Shohei, too. And that was after a pitiful spring training. Okay, a reminder here about cars and trucks, SUVs, whatever, before we get to Jesse Essenprice, Diane Chevrolet. That's what we'll tell you about. They're in Trenton, easy to find. You know where they're at? They've got your next pre-owned car, truck, or SUV. You name it. At the right price, too, most importantly. And all of those vehicles pass a thorough inspection. Most come with Diane's exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty at no bucks to you. So simply see your consultant. Among them, Dwayne, Nikki, Dave, Nathan. Call them up at 224-9200, 224-9200. Go through their website at DianeChevrolet.com. Better yet, just walk in. It's a no-pressure staff. You will like it. They'll get you behind your dream car. That special wheel indeed. Dwayne, Nikki, Dave, or Nathan. And you can shop or schedule service too. Again, at DianeChevrolet.com. Diane Chevrolet in Trenton. They are there for you. Our final break, and then it's all for some soccer with Jesse Essenprice. Stay tuned.
Planning a remodel or building a new home? Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton can get you started. Ideal Home Solutions has quartz, granite, solid surface, and laminate, with granite starting at just $49 per square foot. Ideal Home Solutions proudly sells Haas cabinets and specializes in custom showers, any size to fit your space. From tubs, whirlpools, vanity tops, windowsills, you're covered. Schedule a free in-home estimate today, 224-2500, or see their showroom at 102 West Broadway in Trenton.
McKendree University is a great place to continue your sports career. It's also a great place to continue your education. McKendree offers a wide range of degrees, including master's degrees in business, nursing, education, and professional counseling. If you'd like, you can access McKendree's quality education through the flexibility of online degrees. To learn more about McKendree, log on to McKendreeOnline.com or call 1-800-BEARCAT. McKendree University is ready when you are.
This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports is brought to you by the Benhoff Insurance Agency in Breeze and Trenton, Breeze Dental Care, K&J Chevrolet, Reverman Chiropractic and Spinal Rehabilitation and Breeze Motor Sales, Southern Bus and Mobility, Kaskaskia College, the First National Bank of Carlisle, Reekman Brothers John Deere, St. Joseph Hospital Breeze, Med Plus Physical Medicine and Brett's Wildlife Lodge, State Farm Insurance Agent Steve Klosterman and Hardy's locations in Breeze and Carlisle, Breeze Family Vision, Tempo Bank, Country Financial representatives Keith Wilkin and Teresa Richards, and Area CC Food Marts. WCXO Sports since 1999. The sports voice of the Carlisle Indians, the Central Cougars, the Mater Dei Knights, the Westland Warriors, and now the Christ Our Rock Silver Stallions.
Welcome to our music warehouse. Lucky you're not the one who has to refile all these CDs. Playing everything.
You've got Max 96.7.
Yeah, Logan, everybody, Rip here, or for the first time, come on in. We've got a great segment left with you here. We've heard from Derek Dunn, and now we're going to turn things over on the Tucker Electric guest line, just like clockwork. Over to Breeze, we head for Mater Dei Lady Knights soccer coach Jesse Essen-Price. Jesse, welcome back.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, I got tipped off a little bit through Twitter. I know it was a tough one for you tonight. You lost on penalty kicks. Is that correct, over at MD against Murphy?
Yes, that is. That's right. We I actually just got in from the game there, but no, we battled. It was a tough loss to losing PKs, but we got a red card early in the first half, so we were playing a man down for last 35 minutes of the game. So I was still pretty proud of the girls for battling through that and overtime, and PKs is never a good way to lose, but it is what it is.
And they got you 3-1 in that. So what happened with the red card? What was so dastardly done there, Jesse?
Girl got through the back line, and our center back just drug her down.
Okay.
I mean, it was kind of a necessary foul at the time because otherwise she'd be one-on-one.
Right. Sometimes
one-on-one with the keeper, and sometimes you have to do what you have to do.
Exactly. Yeah. Who scored for you, and did you take the lead, or were they up 1-0 in regulation?
They scored in regulation first, and then Faith Rackers had a nice corner kick, played it long, far post, and Shannon Lampe came in, scored on the head ball. So very nice goal. We were hoping to get maybe one or two more there, and while we had the win, but just didn't work out.
And they're two of your best stingers. So, and this is all part of the Mater Dei tournament, is that right? You played last night too. Is that also part of this?
No, Columbia was just a regular season game.
And they blanked you 3-0. I've seen some scores on them this season. I mean, they've swamped some teams. So 3-0, you want to win, but I mean, they've just knocked out teams. So they're good, aren't they, Jesse?
Yeah, they're dominant. They are. I mean, if they won the whole thing in 1A, it wouldn't surprise me. They're very good at every position, and they bring girls off the bench that are equally talented as their starters. So they have a very nice team. They only have one senior.
Just one.
Yeah, on the roster. So, yeah, they'll be good for a few years.
Now, what happens in your tournament, or is it a round robin, and is Central part of that tomorrow night, or how's this working out, Jesse, over at MD?
We'll play Central tomorrow. They're in our pool.
Okay.
It's two pools. We have Pool A, Pool B, and then we'll have the winners of each pool will play each other. Second will play each other. Third will play each other. So in a place game on Saturday.
You'll also have, well, tomorrow's the biggie against the Cougars, but you will challenge them again later in the year too. Now, what do you have? I know you're at least in the Metro Cup tournament. Possibly, I think that was the start off the year, wasn't it, Jesse? Any other tournaments?
Nope, that's it. We lost to Marion in the championship game of the Metro Cup, and we've just been playing regular season games up until this point today with our MD tournament.
You had that was a whale of a battle against Marion, wasn't it? 1-0 final.
Yeah, and that was another physical game. We hadn't played a team. I mean, it was only our fourth game of the year, but we hadn't played a team that was quite as physical as them. So it was a good battle for us. We have some freshmen and sophomores out there that are still learning the game a little bit, and we got some good senior leadership. So it's a good mix. But even after this year, we're bringing back quite a few key players, so that'll be nice.
I guess it was an uncharacteristically down year for you a season ago, right? Under 500, but you still had some good players on there. Obviously, and how many did you lose? Very many to graduation?
We lost a few. The key with last year was playing about six freshmen.
Oh, okay.
Right. So we had a nice freshman class come in. They're sophomores now. They're contributing. Shannon Lampy, Faith Rackers, Lainey Kramer, etc. We put in a couple freshmen with this group again, so we're happy with where the team is. We obviously we'd like to be on the winning side, a couple more being 5-7-1 now, but we think there's some wins going forward, and we're just continuing to build, getting better every day.
And you'll try and snap a 3-match losing streak tomorrow night. Yeah, for some reason, I was thinking you possibly had a hard injury hit you last year, but that's not the case. But still, this is a nice group, but pretty young on that back line in particular, or just a bit everywhere, Jesse.
We more along the lines of the midfield and our forwards.
The forwards.
And
okay.
Those, right, and the young girls are scoring, the freshmen and sophomores, but we don't have a senior in the midfield or up top. We have 2 on the back line, and our goalkeeper, who does a phenomenal job, Quinn Cutler. She's back there as well. So we'll miss some girls defensively next year, but we'll bring back the entire midfield and forwards.
But otherwise, things are shored up pretty much ahead of Quinn, huh? And she's played almost every minute for you.
Correct. And she, as long as she comes to work every day, she'll be our starting goalkeeper. For the foreseeable future, and she recently signed to play at Monmouth, and so that's always nice to have players that go on and play at the next level, and she deserves that. So we're happy to have her, and we'll be sad to lose her. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, that's good. Congrats to her. And while we're on that next level, Jesse, how many do you have playing, or at least roughly right now in college?
We have a couple girls, Melanie Mincing and Emily Krebs, were at KC.
Yes, right.
I don't know if they're going to play after that or not, but this was their second year there. Hope Hillsman, who we had a few years ago, she's at UIndy, and as of right now, that would be it. Just those 3.
So she's at the Division II level.
Correct.
Hope is. So how'd she do?
She played a little bit of center mid and some center back from what I was told. So she's been doing well. She played, she was a goal scorer when she was here, but at the next level, I think she got moved to the back, which is no demotion by any means. That's just what they needed, and she's good enough to play at a lot of different positions.
Right, right. Things change once in a while. So best to her though too. Jesse Essen Price is with us from the MD Lady Knights soccer team. If you want to, you can kind of run down at least your normal regular lineup if you want, Jesse.
Just in terms of who we have where.
Right.
So we have Quinn Cutler, obviously, in the back. We spoke about her. We have a freshman, Morgan Ordle, who's getting some time on the back line as well. She's been kind of in and out of the lineup. Rachel Maui, Alyssa Knoll, that's a senior and a junior. They play center back for us. Melina Isaac, she was also a senior. She's our left back. And then we start to get a little bit younger as we move forward. Our couple of our wingers, J.C. Weeder, Shannon Lampy, Alyssa Dahl, those are all sophomores. They all get time on the wing. Lainey Kramer, also a sophomore. She gets time in the center mid. Faith Rackers, time up top and in the center mid. She's also a sophomore. Freshman Ellen Antonacci, she's getting a lot of time up top for us. So we've sprinkled, a little bit of variety in there, but like I said, we got quite a few young players. Faith is having a nice sophomore year. In terms of goal scoring. I think she's up to 13 this year, a few assists in there. I think Shannon, this might have been her third today. Ellen, the freshman, has 4. So we're getting some production from the young players, which is nice. But I think the most refreshing thing about the younger players is their willingness to learn, and they really come to practice and work hard every day. So they're just fun to be around, and it's easy to coach players that want to get better. So we're pretty pleased with the demeanor. Even after the losses and stuff, they're hungry. They want to get right back at it, and they don't settle. And that's top to bottom in the program right now. So we're happy with that.
Faith was our athlete of the week, I believe, 2 weeks ago. So hopefully, if not yet, she'll enjoy a nice pizza from Little Augie's there. So don't take that away from her, Jesse.
No, never.
The certificate should be in her hands by now, I would think. But yeah, so she has 13, 14 goals around there. Or did you mention? I know you said Shannon
I think she's at 13. Yeah.
Well, she had I know she had a hat trick. I think she had 4 that week, maybe, and 3, and she had the trick in one of those matches. So, did any of these girls play in the off season indoor?
We have a few girls that are playing club. I don't know necessarily if they did an indoor season but they're playing with either Metro East Legacy over in Belleville or Gateway. So we have a few club players. We always want more. The more they can play, the better. And they did training from different coaches and play with better players and play against better competition. So anytime you can do that, it usually steps up your game a little bit.
Play up if you can. That's fine. And this roster, is it about the same in terms of numbers? Are you playing some JV matches, or how's this working out?
We are getting some JV games in. Not as many as I would like. Our numbers are low this year. We're just at 25, and all it takes is an injury or two, and then you have girls that have to start both games and things like that. And you really don't want to do that necessarily, but at the same time, you got to get some JV games in. And we at times we just play a modified game. Like Columbia just last night, we just played 2 20-minute halves. It still gives them a game. They still get out there, but it's not 2 30s or 35s or anything like that. So, try to get them all some game time and go from there.
I don't think some people appreciate how much this is a lot of wear and tear on you. I mean, it really is.
Yeah, it's our varsity games are 80 minutes long, and like tonight we played 90. So we got to turn around. We played last night against one of the best teams in the state, and we got to turn around and play the rival tomorrow in Central, and they'll be ready to go, and hopefully our girls are too. So I know they got a busy week as well.
That's about max, isn't it, Jesse? 3 in a row. I mean,
you don't want any more. You don't want any more than that. So a day off in between is ideal, but it doesn't always work out like that.
No, and the real, I would think the absolute ideal would be 2 matches tops a week, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be nice. 3 is not bad.
Yeah.
4 it gets a little sketchy sometimes, especially if your numbers are low. So we've had some JV games that we scheduled. I mean, our numbers have been good. The last couple of years, good enough to play those JV games, and so we scheduled a couple of extras, and unfortunately, we had to turn around and cancel a couple of those. And then the weather didn't help that. I'm sure you've talked to some other coaches about that. Baseball and softball, they're in worse shape than we are.
Right.
But, the turf field obviously helps a lot.
Yeah.
And we're grateful. We're grateful for that. So, but yeah, we had games canceled.
You played Columbia on your turf, didn't you?
Correct.
Yeah, because they've got the turf. Yeah, they play on the foot. So, but anyway, so how many years for you now, Jesse?
This is my 5th.
Number 5, and who's helping out? Who's aiding the cause this year as assistant coach or two?
Lindsay Lab is still with me. She's been here since I got here, and then actually both of my brothers, Wyatt and Ryan Essenprice. Ryan works with our goalkeepers. Really good to have him, and Wyatt helps us as well. He's Wyatt's actually the JV boys coach here.
Okay.
And then whatever time he has, he comes out and volunteers for us and helps us out. So we got a good staff.
That's good.
I'm lucky there.
Yep. Need some cohesiveness there if possible, and everybody on the same page through all 4 years.
Exactly.
I don't know what you do below, like with it's not called, but the younger leagues, the youth leagues. If you try and guide them a little bit too, or
we go out and we work with them a little bit, and I teach at Aviston, so I know a few of the younger players that are coming up through there, and we just try to reach out and be of any help that we can. Keith at Central as well. So the more we can build soccer in Clinton County, I think the better off both schools will be. And Westland, they'd had a nice team as well this year, and I know they have some good young players coming up. So it's just good to see some girls playing club and taking it a little more serious than maybe what it was 10 years ago. It's getting more popular, and I think it's growing, and that's good to see, especially with the youth leagues, like you were saying.
Well, Jesse, thanks for coming on again. Okay, and start tracking down some victories again.
Yeah, that's the goal.
Well, yeah, very well. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
That's Jesse Essenprice with the MD Lady Knights soccer team. Our thanks to him and also to Spencer. Saturday morning again, we plan on dialing up Dusty Barr and Josh Tolley. It's baseball all day, well, at least all morning there, and trivia too. So we'll see you Monday, actually Saturday morning between 9 and 10 on Talking Sports. Real Sports Talk on Max 96.7 WCXO.
Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7 was powered by Hoffman Supermarket, the only choice for quality meats and friendly service. Talkin' Sports was brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College, the future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City and Hoyleton. Diane Chevrolet in Trenton. McKendree University in Lebanon, Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton, Farmers State Bank Insurance Department in Hoffman, Seaver Brothers in Carlisle, and by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Thank you for joining us for this WCXO sports presentation of Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7.